My overall assessment is that the current stance of monetary policy is generally appropriate in that it is providing support to the economy by encouraging further labor market improvement that will help return inflation to 2%. At the same time, I continue to think that the federal funds rate probably will need to rise gradually over time to ensure price stability and maximum sustainable employment in the longer run. Several considerations lead me to this conclusion. First, the current stance of monetary policy is stimulative, although perhaps not as stimulative as might appear at first glance. One useful measure of the stance of policy is the deviation of the federal funds rate from a neutral value, defined as the level of the federal funds rate that would be neither expansionary nor contractionary if the economy was operating near potential. This neutral rate changes over time, and at any given date, it depends on a constellation of underlying forces affecting the economy. At present, many estimates show the neutral rate to be quite low by historical standards, indeed close to zero when measured in real or inflation-adjusted terms. The current actual value of the federal funds rate, also measured in real terms, is even lower, somewhere around -1%, with the actual real federal funds rate modestly below the relatively low neutral rate. The stance of monetary policy at present should be viewed as modestly accommodative. Although the economy is now fairly close to the FOMC's goal of maximum employment, I view our modestly accommodative stance of policy as appropriate for several reasons. First, with inflation continuing to run below our objective, a mild undershooting of the unemployment rate, considered to be normal in the longer run, could help move inflation back to 2% more quickly. Second, a stronger job market could also support labor market improvement along other dimensions, including greater labor force participation. A third reason relates to the risks associated with the constraint on conventional monetary policy when the federal funds rate is near zero. If inflation were to move persistently above 2%, or the economy were to become noticeably overheated, the committee could readily increase the target range for the federal funds rate. However, if inflation were to remain persistently low, or the expansion were to falter, the FOMC would be able to provide only a limited amount of additional stimulus through conventional means. These motivations notwithstanding, I continue to believe that it will be appropriate to gradually reduce the degree of monetary policy accommodation, provided that labor market conditions strengthen further and inflation continues to make progress toward our 2% objective.